not too hard. It's hard, but it's not too hard.
I was commenting one rapid Blitz championships. Always start was at 4 a.m. in US time. So I also remember that.
It's my first
broadcast was 6 hours.
Oh, wow!
Yeah,
this is like my first time.
It's okay. I don't think we're doing bad. We actually doing
Yeah, I think we're doing well. Hopefully, each day we're improving.
Yeah, of course.
And normally, I'll manage the YouTube chat. You manage the Twitch.
Yeah. It's not that many people live, actually. Like 300. I think usually Hans has like 1,000. But I think it's because too early for Americans. Slims.
Yeah. We're already live on YouTube actually, and they're hearing us, so hello.
And hello, everyone. Yeah, hello. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have game number 5 on their match between two very strong and sharp and smart grandmasters, Hans Niemann and Awonder Liang. So, what are you expecting from their games today after very short game number 4?
Well, knowing Hans Niemann, I think he will still be going for the win with the white pieces. I think he has just a normal strategy that the everyday chess player uses, which is to win the whites, defend the blacks, or draw the blacks. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's the best scenario. Yeah, winning with white and makes a draw with black.
Yeah,
Yeah, game number 3, which we are commenting with you, was final result was unexpected, right? So
that
Hans
was.
somehow magically won the game. That's we can say that was just total gift from Awonder, right? So he was
Mm,
declined repetition in the position when he actually had to do repeat the position, make a draw, and the loss. So now he's a behind. That means he will
mm,
need to like take strike back 1 point, and if he wants to win, it's even needs to win right twice right now.
that's
So
true.
also he had bad position from the opening. So um, I don't know if Niemann will play same line. I think usually in the matches, as I said before, they're not repeating themselves. So they starting from some new positions, new lines, and trying
Yeah.
to avoid similar actual variations, right, to surprise the opponent. So the first game we saw the Niemann play the e4, yeah, tried to do something in Italian. Then I wonder
Mm.
actually faced him very well. And the second game was white. He played the c4. And what do you expect today?
Okay, so I wanted to predict C4 on that second game. So today I'm expecting D4 or knight F3. But okay, those are like the next really two moves that he will be playing. But I think maybe he goes back for E4. I mean, he has the lead, no need to press. Plus, he has the white pieces. So let's see. I think Hans today will have a very, very comfortable game, knowing that he's ahead by a point and he's playing with the white pieces. So it will be interesting. Hopefully, it's not one of those very quick draws as well. But knowing Hans with white, I don't think he will take that.
Definitely no, 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 no. I think I wonder just took that draw. Okay, we had some first games on the board, and that's a Queen's Gambit. D4. So you were right, by the way, about your suggestion about D4. So probably House will try every single possible first move, right? E4, C4, D4, then Knight F3. Maybe
Yeah.
okay, not the G4, of course, not the G4.
Hopefully, hopefully it doesn't transpose back to the Tarash defense because that's what happened.
Oh,
It was like QGD, but I want knight F3. Will we see a Catalan? I think that's the best line to play because it's so
yes,
hard
yeah.
to lose. Oh, but it's not. It's not. Oh well, it's not.
So knight c3, yeah, that's a Queen's Gambit decline, right? I'm not the big specialist of this lines. I don't play them for white and not for black, but so of course some games. So I think it's two moves like a bishop f4 and bishop g5. I think both of them will play opening part very fast to
Yeah.
just add some time. So we could see it's very important to have enough time right on the clock because, as you said in the previous broadcast, that's I wonder actually doesn't feel himself good at the time pressure. So
Yeah.
I would just add it. I think none of us will actually feel good ourselves in the under time pressure.
Mm.
We are starting nervous more. I think it's only a couple grandmasters who is good on that. Like one of them
Yeah.
is obviously Grishuk, who just could spend 1 hour in the move 5. Yeah. Do you know anybody else actually who is love to think that long?
Um. I know persons who think that long, but I wouldn't say they're good in time pressure. What do you think? What do you think about Ivanchuk? Do you think he's good in time pressure or maybe back in the day?
Oh, wow, that's actually a very nice one example. Yeah, Ivanchuk. I mean, these days we see a lot of very um, forget a word when moments when we want to start to cry, right?
Yeah.
Breaking heart moments. Oh, I was looking at the position and completely forget what I want to say. Yeah, this Damon here flagging, right? And not once, yeah, against the famous one is against Daniel Naroditsky in New York. Then also happened last year. I think there was some European tournament. Also, he forgot about time and flagged. So, but back days, I saw some video against Anand. I guess he played like 1990s, something like that. He always was in that situations. So I think it's
Ah,
actually very, very, very nice one. I
ah,
completely forget. Yeah, you mentioned. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good one.
Well, now that you mention it, like we have been seeing hands um burning a lot of time, but I wouldn't call it time pressure because to me it doesn't seem as if he felt any pressure. His legs weren't shaking. I don't know what was happening in his head, but looking on him, he seemed calm, and that's something.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of depends on the position. So in the position when he had below like 2 minutes, it wasn't that hard to find a move for white. I mean,
Mm,
it wasn't hard to find a move for black either. It's just I think black just messed it up. I,
that's true.
I mean, the night before, I loved d5 and then blundered in one move. So, but today, new day, and new position we had, and so bishop f4, castle what, e3, knight bg7, c5, and c6. So
Mm.
that's been happened a lot of times to start a new position.
Yeah, usually
Here is bishop g3, I guess, yeah, or yeah, bishop g3, b6, and before
an A5,
this,
I think.
I think it's something
Yeah.
like before a5.
B4, A5, yeah, very normal, natural position. Usually, black needs to deal with the light squared bishop as soon as possible.
So bishop a6, allowed to trade. Okay, not allowed to trade. He wants to trade, and we allow to trade, just like a castle.
Yeah.
I see some games on bit Carlson. I think that was match.
Oh, whoa.
Maybe there was their match. Yeah, bishop takes a6. But I saw it
24.
many times. But people stopped playing this line for some reason. Maybe it's because black just equalized here and get in very comfortable position. It's one of the reason when grandmasters stop and play. You know, I saw it many times when some line very popular, like for decades, and then suddenly, in the moment, everyone just stopped playing that. For example, how often do you see right now these days Berlin?
What's it called?
Berlin. It's in the
Oh,
Rue
Berlin.
office.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any Berlin. I'm not seeing any Berlin a lot.
Surprisingly, yeah. So that was like 15 years ago. Everyone with black played Berlin. On
That's
top
true.
level, all of them played it. But
That's
now,
true.
suddenly something happened. Okay, what happened? Can show me what's the line actually for white good when everyone stopped to play that?
Uh,
Yeah, let's
so,
quick remind the score, by the way, right? So tell
yeah.
us about score.
So the score is currently, I think the score is currently 2.5. And it's on 2.5. What's the
Two
score
and a
again?
half, 2.5 to 1.5. Yeah.
Yes, he's leading by
They
1
made it
point.
two
I'm
draws.
sure he's leading by 1 point. So
Yeah,
two and
so
a half.
after 4 games, 3 draws and 1 win by Hunt. So he's a lead in 1 point, and still a lot of games remaining. So I wonder we'll have a time for comeback. So before we expected move a5, as I
Yeah.
said, a5,
Yeah,
a3. Yeah,
happens very quickly. It kind of has to play. Once you play the setup with black, there's no other line that you have to choose. I mean, you have to get the bishop out. Otherwise, you're just going to be playing with a very bad bishop the whole entire time.
exactly. Bishop on a6 on the board. Castle expecting here, and then after queen to c8. Okay, after queen c8, actually, white tried almost every possible move on the board, on the top level. So they
I
played
mean,
h3, rook
H3.
b1, queen c2, rook e1, bishop a6, knight a4, rook
Yeah.
c1, knight
Mhm.
e1, and queen e2.
Yeah. All the lines.
All of
I'm
this,
assuming,
yeah.
yeah, I'm assuming H3 is to prevent knight H5. Trying to think why black doesn't do it earlier.
I
Let's
think it's because of just bishop on a6. I think you could play knight h5 in this position when bishop on c8, and actually it's many games happened. But after bishop a6, castle knight h5, after take and take on a6, now we have knight e5, and if take on
oh,
f4, then knight c6.
ooh,
Just
tactics.
black lost, right? So we have to take, but after bishop e5, you have to kind of just jump in back. So that's more
Yeah, which is
different.
wasting time. Makes sense.
Yeah, and position becomes very hard to play, right? So black just worst.
Mm.
So let's go. Let's go back. Queen c8. It's right now on the board, as we
Uh-huh.
already said. It's a main position, and h3 here's the main theory. And as I said, it's almost every possible move happened by best players on the world played here. So we have actually a good explanation by the every of them. Like h3, as you said, it's the idea of the bishop h2, right? So rook e1, remove the rook from the pin, and we want to play e4. Knight e1, after take, we want to take with knight and also open the queen, preventing knight h5. Rook b1 right here will not allow to trade the rooks. So knight a4, attacking to b6, and want to trade their knights and try to just close that, force the close that. So every move which they tried, white tries here, we can explain, right? So easily. But
Yeah.
which one is best? I still think is h3.
Yeah, just a simple
And
H3. Preserving the bishop.
we're like waiting, like what's black's going to do? Just play an h3. They will play something like b7, and um, I don't think we have any move which is improved our position if it's not
Yeah,
taken, but
there's
maybe
not
it's
much.
some like q1, queen c2. Okay, queen b7. What's the idea by the way?
I mean, we're trying to get
It's
all the
always good
pieces
to
in the
connect
game.
rooks.
Yeah, connect the rooks. Maybe swing the F rook over. If the plan is not to close the queen side, then the action will definitely be happening on the queen side or somewhere in the center. But based on what I'm seeing now, action is currently happening on the queen side.
Yes. Also, I think black wants to just double rooks on the a file. So let's see what Hans will play here. As we show it, there's a lot of opportunities white has, and the position is slightly bad, so just like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
But usually black like trading the bishops and closing the queen side, and then hold it, pressing on king side. Actually, very good results black has here.
yeah,
Even
it's not.
more resulted than white, I guess. Even
That was it's
rook b1, maybe.
yeah. Rook b1 is also an idea.
Okay, for example, rook b1. I see games Grishuk played against Nakamura right here, and many others, of course, 2020, 2023. I can see that's less popular these days. Okay, it's probably because white doesn't found some the position where they feel themselves very comfortable and see advantage. So they stop into play because probably it's much easier to hold draw with black than somewhere else. And like Catalan, it's more difficult to fight against. So that's why top GMs stop and play in some lines, like in Berlin as well. So rook b1, and if bishop d3 with d3, with b7.
Yeah, these are normal moves. I mean, I'm trying to think if there's a way to target the c pawn, but
You mean
if
c6?
yeah, like opening the c file. But if that happens, then our pawns are gonna become targets as well, right?
We don't have a good moment to open actually c5 because black will always take ab. So if after cb he will take okay, Engine said like knight b6 also good. So ab, I was thinking ab, and then like b6. So then it's and our pawn is actually target. Open the file, so it's not good. Then no advantage. So the point is for white, why they goes to this position is because of pawn c5, and we control the more space. Also, this diagonal, right? But if you trade this one pawn, one piece which is give you some slight advantage being eliminated, and then that's it. So that's going to be just equal. So what's white going to do? It's probably playing h3. And then I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, based on what
I don't know. Maybe rook c1 and prepare to take on b6. You know, but I think everything it's gonna be slow ideas here for white. It's not enforced like just h3, g4, g5. No, h3. It's just
to pull the bishop back. Since h3 is the obvious move, I mean, we have been getting a lot of surprises, so let's not assume Ans will play h3 because it's the obvious move.
Like yesterday, bishop c5.
Like some bishop c5, rook c4. You know those moves.
Those moves we definitely not expected. But here, I think we already showed every possible move in the position, and top grandmasters play them. So I think Hans, of course, knows that's a lot of possibilities right here. So maybe he's thinking which one to choose, right? So decided like maybe rook b1, rook e1, or h3, and then he played the h3. So h3 on the board.
H3 on the board. All right, he played the expected move. Very simple idea. We're not trying to. Well, if knight h5, we want to be able to pull the bishop back to h2. And the whole time you were saying that white has some control over the diagonal that the bishop is controlling, which makes me believe bishop is black trying to ever put the bishop on that diagonal?
Which diagonal one more time, please? Queen b7. I just didn't hear for the second. Sorry. Now it seems like everything's okay. Queen to b7 on the board.
Queen b7 on board, nice. Yeah, a lot of normal moves, just normal moves here. Sure, we're not going to be seeing it. I mean, I was about to say we're not going to be seeing any overpress, but do you think yesterday was overpress? Like, do you think Hans was a bit too ambitious that game?
We asked him about bishop c5. Remember that during the game when he played bishop c5, I was said, probably Hans miscalculated something because he obviously see the a6 and he probably blundered something. And actually, after he just joined us, he said it like, "Damn it, yeah, I just played bishop c5 and I missed some
Yeah,
simple
yeah.
tactic." So he
That's
understood
true.
that the Awonder was messed up on the opening when queen d6 to play. Also, Hans mentioned that. So, but I don't think he was like tried so hard. I mean, he played for win, of course. He much better was, but
Yeah,
surprisingly, that was a wonder actually who believed so hard in himself, right?
that's
In
true.
that position. So
That's true. Yeah, he was. I mean, it's you're ahead by a pawn. You want to win. You know, it's ambitious. It was a very ambitious try.
yeah, but you have to have clear mind. Just to understand that some position you can play for win, but some you cannot, and better not to try. Okay, I myself I play for with every position, so
Ah,
yeah. Even I understand -1, and I will of course decline draw. Let's play it, and I lose it all the time. Okay, I understand it, but come on, it's 2,700, and not
that's
online
true.
games still. So need to
Yeah.
be more professional.
Rook
Okay,
B1.
that's all jokes, of course. Yeah, rook b1 on the board. It's not a new position. Uh, it's happened in 2009 games, and I'm pretty sure it might be even earlier. Some games. Wait, do we have some earlier games? 2004. Okay, the first time that's happened,
Okay, so
2006, I see. No,
on board.
2005. Yeah,
It's good to be in a position where you're only playing for two results. And based
of
on
course.
the games that we've seen, that's what is happening here. White is only playing for two results. It's not no crazy Sicilian.
Yes, it's definitely not. Maybe they both prefer that, but you know,
True.
instead of this. But I think Hans actually likes positioning instead, and you step by step like outplay an opponent or trying to outplay him, and when you don't have a risk, right? So that's that's good. I
Mhm.
mean, you always have risk. You always have risk, but in some position you have just less than others.
Yeah,
So
and it's
a file is open now,
uh-huh.
but it doesn't seems like it's give black much. I think it's needs to just a trade and
Yeah, and then
use that
B5,
file and use
that's what
that
you
file to
mentioned.
play. I
Oh,
thought
and
rook
double up the
e3.
rook.
I thought rook a3 first because b5 you would never want to play because of simple take and because of the spin you will not be able to take this queen, which we really want to take, but rook
Mm,
c3. So
yeah.
I think it's need to move your uh, white's queen to c2 and not allow knight e4.
Mhm.
Then with doubles, right? So black just going to
I
have more
mean,
pressing on the a file. Knight
Black
jump
seems to be
d2
doing
maybe.
fine here then. Black seems to
I
be
don't
doing
think actually
fine.
b5 that's what we wants to play because knight b3, knight e5 potential. So
Ooh,
if white not forcing us to play b5, I think pawn on b6 staying good and h6. So position is equal.
equal, definitely
Um,
an equal position.
yeah, but it's kind of equal when possible to um, get it something, right? So I don't know what's the plan actually. I'm trying to figure it out for white. I was thinking maybe four, just break the center, but I think it's too early for this
Yeah,
position to play
I
for.
usually don't
Maybe
like
rook
playing
e1 first.
e4 in these types of positions.
You usually
'Cause the
don't play e4 or
Yeah, I mean the d4 pawn becomes slightly weak, even though I'm not seeing how to how to attack it. But it usually just becomes a target. I just don't like to play with weak pawns. To be a good chess player though, you need to know when it's okay to have a weakness. If your position is a bit active, but it's kind of
Why does an
uncomfortable.
evil bar not react to moves? Because evil bar show it only the position which is on their board, not which I'm
Mm,
analyzing board. So the position shows evil bar is this one, and we analyze a different one. So that's why it's not shown.
yeah,
Um, I will try
I've been.
to mention the
Mhm.
what's the evaluation the positions, but if yeah, I think we can. I already asked, by the way, the broadcasting team about that.
Oh, so okay, yeah, to let it show. Could be possible. Could be possible. I've I've been getting a lot of comments in my YouTube chat about Hans' posture, like how he's sitting at the board.
Yeah, yeah,
With
yeah,
it.
yeah.
He should be.
I saw that. So I played Niemann in the Honduras. We played tournament then in Remke. So like for the months, I played him twice. Um, 3 times. We played 3 games. Yeah,
He should be fine though.
all comments like that. We got the Bortnik never suggests the bad moves. That's why still even evil bar. Oh no 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 no. That's not about me. No.
All right, both sides
Um.
are using up their time equally wisely. No one is playing too slow or too fast here. And we're still in theory, by the way, guys. We're still in some theoretical stuff. What Bortnik just explained may very well happen on the board. It's kind of like the only way how Black could get back some quick activity, taking on D3, playing Rook A3, doubling up on the A file.
Yes, and we can see the Hans already spent 8 minutes, but as you mentioned, we know just because we analyzed this. That's a theory, right? So he spent it, I guess, 8 minutes just decide which line to play.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know how smart that. But if he's not lose and still a game, so probably it's smart. Um,
Mm.
I actually likes to do the same, just to before I choose a move, like sit a little bit, calm it down. I don't know, maybe relax and like focus stride, and you could see that Vidia does it all the time before a game.
Mhm.
For the someone knocking my door already 5 times in a row. Sorry, I'm in the hotel room. I think it's like clean. Maybe I will need to like for a second disappeared from the camera, guys. So no worries. I still will
Mm.
hear you, everyone. And
That's fine.
I
Yeah.
don't know. You don't hear it probably, but that's that. I sit in headphones and I can hear it, but I'm not
Oh,
sure it's my actual door. I think it's just neighbor door. Okay, poor neighbors. Yeah, that was too loud.
our neighbors.
Um, that's a position right now. It's after AP, and I think I wonder just thinking which next move and the plan to play. For white kind of plans we have similar,
Mm.
but for black maybe it's a little bit different. Um, but obviously the taken rookie 3 looks for me more human actually, and
Yeah,
just double it
definitely.
right, and he needs there. Um,
There's
What
H6.
else? What else black can do? H6, yeah, for example. What's the
Yeah,
idea of H6?
just waiting.
Idea of H6, waiting and just in case some look for the king, right?
Hmm.
Still looks like solid. I see Giri tried this play a lot of times for white. Uh, against Wesley, against Aronian they played, and Yuri once played b5 even here against Lemon Aronian in 2016. C takes b5,
B5.
knight takes b5, rook f8, but Aronian equalized this, and after trades, he played the rook. Probably that was also preparation, everything.
Mm.
And he replayed queen e2, and then after knight to d7, position is equal.
Yeah, it's completely equal.
Why isn't Hans in candidates? Is he not better than the Louisiana State champ? Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. Can be best player in the world and still not to play in the candidates. Yeah, for the candidates, you have to qualify to candidates. I think Hans tried, but did Hans play actually World Cup? I just forgot.
I think he did. Yeah, I think he did.
I think too, but to whom he lost?
I
Okay,
remember.
chat. Write us, please, because I don't remember.
Yeah, who did
Also,
Hans last
Grand Swiss.
World Cup?
Yeah, he also played Grand Swiss, tried to qualify from that, but also no.
He's definitely gonna try to qualify for the candidates because it's his dream to be the next American World Chess Champion.
Yeah. B5. You meant right now B5 or after trade Bishop D3? Okay, they ask like what's the plan if just take B5. Okay, let's just show to chat what's if B5. First of all, you don't block the bishop, so you have to first trade. And if after trade you play the B5 right here, our idea not to bring knight to G3 because he will never create anything there. So you have to play in that side when you have a pressure. So we have more space. We had more space on the queen side, so we're going to focus on the queen side. Also, bishop covers that. So knight will jump G2, B3, rook on E1, and somewhere knight A5.
Yeah, very logical.
Rook FC8 on the board instead of bishop D3 and H6, and that's not a new move. The first game happened between Cheparinov against Elami, and also Kramnik against Ivanchuk in 2010. So White tried bishop A6 and tried B5. Which one will Hans actually play? I don't know.
A6 or B5. Well,
that was two games. Maybe something else is better, by the way. So both the games happened in 2009 and 2010. So it's 16 years ago, and now Stockfish. Okay, after some thinking, okay, try to guess which move actually Stockfish in top 3. Okay, let's say it's not anymore, by the way. Not anymore, it's just dropped down. But that was a move. Chat, what do you think? Which move? Which move the Stockfish suggested like a best one? Now it's still in top 2, by the way. Actually, it's not a B5 or bishop A6. Top 3 lines, not a B5 and not bishop to A6.
Oh, that move. That's definitely a Hans type of move. That would be funny. That would be such an interesting game if he goes for that.
Yeah, yesterday, remember that we was analyzing actually that move, and not once, many positions, but there it was much more sense because White square bishop was on the different side on the board. That was kind of like with tempo. But now it's like, what the hell? We just played that move there. So, what's the move?
Let's see what's the move. There's a very interesting move that White could play here, chat. So to try to press for a win and complicate the game a bit. Uh, are you guys able to try to guess what that move is?
Yeah, I
I
should give
tell
some
you.
advantage after that move, like 0.4. I don't think I would ever play that. Maybe
You'd have to have
Blitz.
very, very, very good that's understanding, and you have to be super brave as well.
Bishop a2, someone said. So, illegal move. Bishop a2 suggested. Okay, bishop d6 or g4. Yeah, I was talking about the exact move g4, and Andrew
Yes.
for some reason very liked that. But you know what surprised me? Its top engine response against g4 is move h6.
Ooh.
Why
Ooh.
is it surprising? Because usually when a pawn on h6, we try g4 to g5 break it, right? To just
Easily, yeah.
break
We do
it.
that easily.
But black played h6 by themselves and kind of say, okay, that's nothing. It's just nothing.
The black queen is a bit
Um,
far away from defending the king as well. So some
I
interesting
still don't
stuff.
understand what it gives us. What actually it gives to us? Pawn on g4, right? So like, open the king, make our king weaker. That's what we wanted.
It's
Okay.
tricky.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think we was to g5 actually. G5 I don't like because of king on g1. So if king b on h1, so king g1, we need to spend one more move for that. And also he can put the queen quickly.
And
I
start
don't think
counter.
g4 we're gonna have.
Maybe it won't. It would be
What
very
do you
cool if
think? Let's check this game. That was Chaparino against LME 2009, and queen a6 happened. Actually, I don't think it's just top of move. And now, okay, another game Chaparino against Georgiev, I see. Both of them queen c2.
very normal
Bishop
move.
d8, both of them.
Yeah,
So
that
black
was.
tried to trade it.
Yeah, I was always wondering if
Rook
that's possible.
f fc1. So to have some chances to
Five
play
ideas.
probably b5. Queen b7 back was on the games. On both games. Actually, we see additional some games being played. Oh, someone gifted me sub. Oh, nice. Yeah, well, I'm still not a moderator on the channel. Okay, Rook A1. No, Rook A1, it's actually never happened here. 91, 92. And all these games in like 2012,
Yeah.
2010. So it's still, we can say it like theory, kind of, right?
Yeah, we're in theory, some very old theory. It's not seeing anything too updated here.
Okay, looks like Bishop C7 bad move. 93. Oh, that's so good for white. That's cool.
Nice little idea.
Oh,
And
also get
hands being hands, using up
on the
his time.
Twitch. We also got sub on the Twitch for the Hans channel on the Twitch. Nice, thank you. So yes, Niemann is thinking right now, and of course we understand it in now. So we have some just moves to calculate, like a b5, bishop h6, maybe some crazy g4, which I already showed it to you. And which do you prefer? Okay.
We have a move on board.
Think? No.
King c2 on board. Okay,
Yeah, queen c2.
Does that mean if now he takes on d3?
Yeah, it's kind of like force him to take. Yeah, take. Queen d3.
So he's really not afraid of the rook a3 idea, though. I would be afraid of the rook a3 idea, to be honest.
So now, if you probably have to figure it out as well. If we just go back in this position, show it after take rook a3, right? After rook
Yeah.
fc8, what happened in the game? Queen c2, take. It's the same position, but rook on c. Does
Yeah.
change anything? Actually, no, it's nothing changed. Rook c8 on f8 doesn't change anything because we don't want to play b5, and the plan was rook a3, rook a8. So, but he played h6, and I
H6.
seen before h6 in some of the lines, but it allowed just rook a1 and white will control.
Oh yeah, h6 rook a1. Maybe a double rook trade. Just trade both rooks off the board. I mean, could be a possibility.
We're gonna trade one, and after rook a8, we're gonna play like a queen d1 or queen f1 or queen b1. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Anything
see some games.
Queen
Which one's
b1
most from something?
or queen d1 rook a4. You know, just trying to get behind the rook.
Yeah, I see games. Didn't Ren play 2016? Move queen to b1. It's a lot of games. So it's not in your position.
Crazy, we're still in theory here. A very equal theory.
Yeah, that was espresso shot.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're still in theory. Move
Mint.
19.
You're drinking espresso and I'm drinking mint. Like straight mint. No sugar, just mint.
Nice. But it's not a current position yet. Yet. That's not our position. I said yet, like I am predicting they will play. That's very high possibility, by the way.
Yeah, it's very high possibility. But it's kind of like the only way to continue to improve the position. You know, the average intermediate player would play knight e5 here in a heartbeat.
Maybe also white can try bring knight to d3. Like, I don't know, like let's say queen c2, then knight e1 and d3. Oh, he played queen c2.
Oh, he did play queen c2. Has to be the idea then. Definitely the idea. It's very cool he's not trying to get the pieces off the board. I like that.
Yes and no for me. I like rook a1 better than queen c2.
Oh, really? Because it already breaks the pin of rook a3 coming in anyway. So queen c2 is decent. But why do you like rook a1 more?
Actually, it's still rook a3. So when we play rook a1, it's no more rook a3. But now it's still rook a3. It's nothing changed. Idea of rook a3 is not only a pin, right? It's just to double rooks. You can play rook a6, but rook a3 just looks more safety square than a6. Just no b5 or something. Why not just a b5 now? Okay, b5 now. You just suggest move that for black or for white? Because I missed when the message was written. So b5 in this moment for black. It's first, it's unnecessary. The second, it's not improving your position, it's making your position weaker. How the pawn on b5 helps actually black? Doesn't help at all. You don't need to control the c4 square. Pawn on d5 already control it. But you will give knight opportunity to jump, and knight a5. So it's b6 pawn does more than on b5. On b5 doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Controlling the a5 square, playing b5, huge drawback.
Yeah. Also, white not a threat, right? To take on b6. So
Nah.
that's why I am expecting rook a3. What about you?
Yeah, I'm expecting rook a3 or even rook a7 is more.
a7.
Yeah.
Anything
that doubles up the rook on the.
Why I'm trying not to play a6, a7, just because of if some university b5 gonna be possible, then after b5 take, I will always have like knight b5 and knight e7. It's not in this position, but you know, in general, when I'm playing the game, I see like some smaller, like okay, rook at a7 in some lines, knight b5 will do this attack. So if to decide which square, a3 is the safest one. Surprisingly, right? It's a
and it's more forward. You definitely want your pieces on the opponent's half of the board.
But both of them works, a7 or a6. It's just more GM thinks, which is sometimes not right. Most of the time, it's good. Okay. So that's why I'm expecting three. But both moves works as well. So top three moves, actually, it's rook a3, a6, or a7. That's top three moves. Because we want to double. But what else is can be? I mean, bishop d8, bishop c7?
Which is an idea that we saw in a game.
Yeah, in some games. Yeah. The chip arena games. But looks like there was more actually space white had, I guess. It was knight on g2 or so, some rooks there. Still possible. Okay, so it seems like everything's possible.
It's like one of those positions where.
But engine never said zeros. It's always like plus 03, plus 02. It means some pressing white has, but like not enough for getting advantage. So still equal.
Still equal.
Some pressing we have.
I believe the position is equal unless if once it goes over 05, like anything over 06, then we could say okay, you know, someone is slightly better, but anything 05 and below, I say it's equal. As I said, it could be equal in the negative or equal in the positive. Two completely different type of equal.
Yeah. Yesterday, Awonder like a gifted advantage from the opening. That was immediately plus 06 and very comfortable 06 for white, but Hans somehow found a way how to not group his advantage and actually Awonder after that equalize it, but then he lost. So who knows? Maybe we need to get worse position from the opening to win the game. Sometimes for sure. So I think Awonder is surprisingly thinking long for him alone, because he is actually still like 48 minutes, and we remind you at the time control is 60 plus 30, but Liang playing usually fast, and when he starts to think, sometimes you're blundering.
Yeah, not really the best sign when he's thinking.
Oh, I cut myself on that. When I'm just playing fast, I'm playing better than when I'm starting to think. When I'm thinking like a very long time, I will definitely make mistake.
Oh,
I don't know how does it work. Yeah, because what you are not sure which move to choose. So you're not thinking it because it's some very, very complicated line and you're just calculating ahead of 20 moves. No, you have a choice, like 3 moves, and you're choosing which one I have to choose. So you just ahead of position, like 7 moves ahead of there, or 6, and you're some medicine, and always choose the wrong one.
Ah,
So what first in my mind usually is best move. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you have great intuition. As a over way over 3,000 in bullet.
Yeah.
Usually, the first move that you think about, once it's not a blunt or anything, you can play it.
Yeah. Definitely if it's not a blunder.
But based on what we've been seeing, I wonder's time is usually it's like the based on what we've been seeing, the time situation is fine. Like even if Hans is done by 10 minutes, because in the end they will both the time will be low for them both. And based on what I've been seeing, I think Hans is a bit more comfortable when the time is low than Awanda.
Yeah, from the past game, which we seen, that's, I think, yes. Um, we'll see what's gonna happen in this game. I don't think. I mean, I don't think Leon, uh, like that bad in short controls. I don't remember. Did he play World Rapid and Blitz Championship actually? Definitely Hans has just much more experience on the Rapid and Blitz tournament against best players in the world, I think, than Leon.
Yeah.
Um, but maybe it depends on the position on the board. So if you have 1 minute and position so complicated, dynamic, then that's very hard to make moves in there. But if, for example, um, you had position like this one, and you had 1 minute, you will not have a problems to make a move, right? So you can just
That's
play Rook A1, you can play for black Rook A3 immediately, and you will just increase some time on the clock because we have like increment of 30 seconds. So just Rook A3 and Rook A8, and we have already 1 minute on the clock.
yeah,
So
it's they're still in the phase where I mean they understand the position as you mentioned. It's just a matter of which one of these moves do I play, and it's I'm really expecting a rook move here. Anything that is not a rook move is trying to be a bit too solid. Bishop
Bishop
D8.
D8, yeah, only one. Yeah, only one. Which makes sense just to trade the bishops. All other moves we already just show it on the board, and I'm surprised that Leon thinking. But once again, when you're just overthinking, maybe you will make some bad move. So um, who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
Leon. I don't know what's he calculating for. Like if you play
Yes,
in the
this
opening like this, you must know some ideas, but that's the most common idea, right? Okay,
yeah, very common. For the person in the YouTube chat asking if these are rated games, yes, these are rated games. They're playing a match of 12 games. Rook A3 on board.
yeah, it's not a surprise to us. We discussed that before, and next, what White gonna to do is probably like 92 move or which plans? It's one of them. 92. Second one, Rook A1, trade one of the pair rook. And maybe very, very slow, something like this, some dance, then D2, then E2, then dancing again, and try to wait maybe for black making mistake. But it's not a plan, actually. It's more like just holding moves, which might be a plan. It's a just play Rook A1, Rook C8, Rook takes, take. We traded one to have some ideas of playing the B5, and we again transpose to some theoretical position when it's equal.
Ooh,
Everywhere it's here is equal, and I have no idea what's the actual plan here. Rook FC1 on the board. I'm trying to figure it out, but I don't see it now. Like, what's the next? What, for example, it's white 5 moves. What are we gonna do? Like, which piece we should improve? And Yeah, I know.
Rook
It's more
C1.
question to myself. I'm just like asking because I don't. Maybe actually you see better. It's very possible. No, it's very possible. I don't know. Maybe you play this type positions more than I play.
Oh, nah, my
Like I never
positions are
played them.
crazy E4 lines. Crazy E4. Like, I play against Sicilian Nadorf. I love playing against the Nadorf, actually.
So you don't like just closed position, right? Just full
Yeah,
open, everything
I'm also a
dynamic,
French.
checkmate.
Yeah, I also play the French defense, so it's weird. So based on my style, I think I probably should have been a Sicilian player, but I've just been playing the French defense my whole life, and it's fine. I like the French. But Rook
Um,
C1 on board. I'm just being very patient here.
yeah, Rook on C1 and Black will play, I guess, Rook C8, and that's I think. Oh, one idea actually I have. It's bring knight to D3 still, like 91.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Balashov, game in 2000. So 26 years ago. Um, One Valley Aronian was 92. All of them finished draw.
92.
I mean, only one winning games against. Oh, actually, Fideseev played 2016 and won a game, and he's moved G4.
Ooh, but G4.
Oh, that's actually interesting. Interesting that the best engine move it's actually B5.
Hmm.
And I have no idea why in this position B5 is good, but in all of that positions is not. Probably I have to explain to you, chat, right? But commentator doesn't know.
Is it that maybe the knight doesn't get to A5, but it can though, unless Bishop
I think
D8 is the right there. Just
I
leave the
think
bishop on A8 if knight goes to
you know what I
B5.
think? I think if because you move the pawn on G4, king is weaker and allowed if you as you said bring knight to A5, allowed bishop D8, bishop C7, and E5. So I think
Yeah.
that's one explanation. Um, I like G4. Not in this position. I like bring knight and just somehow to push E4. But okay, still Awonder needs to play rook C8, right? Which is kind of obvious move. Then maybe queen D1 or something.
Mm.
Just like holding,
Yeah, just being patient. No need
waiting.
to rush.
Was a 4 different moves. Here, 11 games was knight D2 in this position. 1 G4, 2 knight D1, and 1 knight king H2. Okay, king H2 looks dumb.
King H2. King H2 looks like
Yes.
or maybe King H1.
Yeah,
King H1.
why?
So to
If you want to
prepare
move
G,
the king,
I think.
yeah, king H1 seems more logical, right? Not to block. I agree with you. Yeah.
Okay, rook A8
Rook
on board.
C8 on the board, yeah. And now interesting moment because we are transposed to some again theoretical position, and all the moves I named already. It's a knight D2. It's most popular continuation here. 11 games on the high level chess. Wait, how many games actually in the Lichess database? Actually, not that many. Also 19, but Masters games it's 15. So where are they playing? They played from Paris.
Yeah, they're at
French.
Paris in the Blitz Society.
Yeah, they playing from French. Uh, 91, 92, G4. Okay, your bet. In which move you are betting here?
My
Let's
bet?
go. Yes,
Uh,
yours.
let's see.
Oh, too
D4.
late. He played. Damn. He already made the move. Ah,
Oh, you already played knight d2. Okay. I mean,
okay. I think we had even more games right now after 92. It's transposed from other lines. Already 15 games. This position
ooh.
happened.
So we're 19
And
games in the
almost
game.
all of them draws. Almost all of them
Draw.
finished draw. Actually,
Except
one of the
draw.
black won,
Wow. So
and one of them white won. Okay, but that was one won. It was 2400 against 2200. One Valley against Aronian, and Aronian took it BC. Whoa.
whoa. Interesting.
I see Yakuboyev Nadirbeck against Makaryan in 2024. It was a game. BC and Queen to A6 or C8. Queen C8. Aronian played in the game against Van Valley, and after move look to B3. Take knight D3, bishop D8, bring bishop for trading, rook B1, bishop C7, they trade this, and after rook A1,
Okay, then this will
trade. Oh, actually, they agreed to draw after rook A1.
Yeah, C6 is weak, but black should have enough.
So that was a game between Van Velde against Aronian, 2012. Aronian had 2800 rate. So that was a move B takes C5. Do you think Awonder know this game?
Well, I mean, the guy's at 2700 GM, so maybe he does. Because if he's playing in this line, if this is the line that he prepares, then it would be wise for him to go through all these games to see the ideas.
Oh,
and I think if all the pieces are traded off, then black also has the eventual E5 to play with as well.
But we can see he actually spending time, right? So he is wasting already 30 minutes. So maybe he actually doesn't know that well this position. Or maybe
that makes sense.
Maybe it's he tried to find some new ideas. We don't know. But it's not only BC which is equalized. It's bishop D8 equalized. It's knight E8 even equal position. So a lot of moves which is equalizing here. But BC seems like more common on the GM's level. Like Aronian played it, also Nguyen played it. So on the top levels, most popular move it's B takes C5. Ivanchuk, by the way, played 2023 with Tashak Ivanchuk game, and Ivanchuk played Bishop D8.
Oh, is that the latest one you're seeing?
Yeah.
Maybe there's some more games in the database. Who knows?
I thought in Lichess it's master database, so maybe in mega database it's some additional games. I don't know actually master database. I thought that's mega database, but maybe not. So bishop d6 or bishop h2. Bishop h2, for example. Then I like that many games we have just bishop e7 back.
It's very, very rare. We're seeing Awonder having less time than Hans. Very weird. Hopefully, it's
Yeah,
not
it's
the
maybe the first time, right?
yeah. Hopefully, it's not the game that was played yesterday. It's very important that you do not come into the new game with any baggage of the old game that you played. But that is very easier said than done.
Um, he had like night to just forget the game. I think that's why he's agreed for draw in game two. It was very painful loss.
Mhm.
So you probably, I don't know, as every other GMs, but I'm always thinking like, damn it, why I didn't accept that draw? Why did I push that? So kind of starting blaming myself of that mistake, which is very bad. It doesn't help at all. It's not fixing any problems. It's just ruin actually. If you just play in the tournament or arena of Swiss, ruin to your tournament because you are extra game losing immediately if you just play an online Blitz or something. But it's still very hard to accept that, okay, you made a mistake, you lost, yeah, dumb things happened. Just somehow forget and keep playing. But I don't know how to forget it. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
hard. It's very hard. We're seeing bishop to d8, so I mean,
Yeah, no BC,
guys,
bishop d8 on the board.
yeah, they really understand what is happening. Bishop d8 to c7. Eventually, black may want to play e5. So
You know, I think actually bishop d8, more idea not to play bishop c7, just stay on d8.
yeah, that's what I was thinking about when, in some lines, for example, when white plays g4 and the computer likes b5, I think knight b3 isn't as useful if we can stay on d8 and defend the a5 square.
So no more g4. Maybe bishop d6 right here. Then b takes c5. All games finish draws after this. 6. Also 98. Almost everything, guys. Almost everything in this position, every black's move, just equal. Everything. So
Yeah,
what blacks need to do? Just wait.
yeah, just wait. No need to overpress, but it's different. It's a match. It's not like it's just one game. But he's playing with the black pieces. He still has how many more whites does he have? That's
They have 6 black, 6 white, right? So I want to play 2 white, so 4 more.
yeah. A lot more whites to go, so no need to overpress with black.
Yeah, Wonder has great chance in game 2. He was winning. So he missed that opportunity. Then he gifted just a game. They both good players, but first 3 games, I wonder looked a little bit better than Hans.
Yeah.
So he was better prepared in the first one, but actually, okay, let's say top 2 games, because in third one he didn't look better. Because I forget he played queen d6, and that's
Yeah, that queen d6 move was surprising.
Yeah, but still, like Hans messed it up after that. So maybe they need to warm up like a little bit first. Warm up first 11 games. Just fight in the last one. Armageddon. Let's go.
Let's see. I actually thought there was gonna be a rapid and a blitz portion of this match, but it looks like there will not be one.
Yeah, always interesting to watch actual rapid and blitz, but 60 plus story. I like time control, but as Hans say, he didn't expect. I think that's not that much time you have on the clock. It's like you have feelings like, damn, 1 hour. That's a lot. Plus 30 seconds. That's a lot. But he then said,
Yeah.
okay, you're too fast actually in time scramble. Like you spend one move 10 minutes in the second. C takes B.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I understand what he wants, but I think I'm speechless again. What was that noise I made?
I mean,
I was kind of just shocked. I
the
didn't expect
C6
CB.
pawn is weak. I had some ideas, unless he wants to play B5 next. But the C6 pawn is a target now. This B4 pawn is also a target. But if he's able to safely play knight B3 to C5, which is so possible.
But you said B5 after what? I didn't get it. After you said next move B5. After
No, I'm just trying to say ideas. I'm not doing too many calculation. I'm just ideas. So taking on B6 means C6 is weak. B5 could be an idea. B3 to C5 could be an idea. So that's basically just like my evaluation. And then we can start doing calculation.
Okay. No, I think it's probably idea just move this knight, right? And just attack. I don't think take B somewhere will move it at all. So after any takes, I don't think we have B5. So knight B6. Or maybe here B5, by the way. Maybe here B5.
Don't think we want to. Then it becomes hard to spot a target unless there's some tactical orientation where we could apply pressure.
First, need to choose who gonna take, right? I don't think it's gonna be take bishop. Because bishop looks like wrong spot on B6. So I would suggest between these two. Queen B6 or knight D6.
Awonder is using a lot of time. Now he's gonna think about it for a while again to see, okay, which piece do I really take with? But Hans having more time than Awonder is never a good sign because Hans is the player who burns more time, but he's there sitting, thinking on Awander's clock now.
Okay, let's analyze knight B6 first. For example, B5.
Yeah. John, all zeros.
Okay, yeah.
Natural move is just to take.
Yeah, I can take rook a2, queen d1, or queen d3. Queen d3 probably queen e6 pin, so that's why queen d1. And needs to trade one rook for sure. So rook c8, knight d6 we don't care because of take. 26. If what? Knight b3 maybe, then knight c4, knight e. I don't want knight e8 to play. Even knight e8 works actually. Knight c4, all of this knight c5. We have queen c6. All in.
Ooh.
Actually, this is not that bad for white. No, I mean, kind of interesting. So maybe black has something better than this. Maybe just first rook c8. Queen b2, bishop b7's back. Oh, actually rook c8. Yeah, queen b6 on the board.
Ooh, queen takes. Okay. Queen takes. Position is now equal.
Bishop d6 wants to play b5, then knight e8. So now nobody will give it this opportunity.
Bishop c5.
Then bishop c5. Queen somewhere must play. Oh, maybe I should take queen e6.
Tripling up on the A file doesn't seem to be bad at all.
What else white can try? Knight f3, for example, then bishop e7. Black has control it. And again, what black's gonna do? Just hold. Oh, even this one. Look at this. This
Ooh,
also enough for a draw. Actually, in some
very dynamic.
dispositions, much easier to play as you like. Much easier to play with black.
Yeah, it's very dynamic. I mean, the c6 pawn is weak, but should be fine.
So that was ideas of like bishop d6 on f3. If b5 in this position, I think black will play bishop e7
Ooh,
or take cb. I think bishop a7, like a love to some jump. Just that's threat.
so we have to be ready for any weird stuff like
And
this.
26.
Yeah.
Take.
All zeros. Rook c7.
What about queen d1? You mean this position, queen d1? It's possible. Then bishop b7 again, b5, and queen a5. Also c5 possible. So black doesn't have weaknesses. Only one active what white has is a pawn of b5, which is has pawn and maybe somehow will allow white to just push it, but I don't think it will happen. So
usually those pass pawns could be a huge strength or a huge weakness, depending on how it's
true,
handled.
yeah. Queen a5, how does that go? If b takes c, I will take, and after take, I will take on d7. So we just trade more pieces, but I like more c5 than queen e5. I said queen e5 first to just make a draw, then I recognize that I don't like it, so I prefer to play a5. Just not because it's bad, it's just not my type position. I in general like c5. But as a commentator, I would say that queen a5 it's enough to make a draw. That's like a commentator to say. But like a player, I would say, okay, I will definitely play c5 and not even consider queen a5.
Yeah.
But
not draw.
That's because after take bishop c5, I actually will choose black here, not white. But that's just...
yeah, I mean, black has no weakness.
I mean, we have some attack, some d4, and then taking bishop f2, something
And
that's attack. Oh. So, yeah. Some positions just easier to play. It doesn't mean that their position is better. It's just easier to play. And if, for example, Hans will spend right now 20 minutes in this position, because they have time less, and less. So we are waiting time pressure, and then mistakes, more blunders. Yes. Excuse me.
I mean,
now we see solid
managing their time. I think both players are managing their time wisely.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's okay. Hans has a bit more time than Awonder, but it's not like someone has a 15-minute lead on the clock. If someone had 30 minutes and then the other person has 15 minutes, then we could say, okay, something is happening.
Okay, chat suggests move bishop d6. Yeah, bishop d6 is one of the moves which we discussed in 98. Okay, your bet. Let's just your bet on the move.
Okay, bishop to d6 seems very, very logical. Bishop to d6 is definitely an idea. Maybe even rook b3, but that has to be bad. I think the idea here is bishop to d6. there's this thing that says when the position is closed, the knight is a bit better than the bishop. But is it? Because bishop d6 comes with ideas of playing bishop c5.
I thought maybe knight b3 we can play, but actually doesn't seem like. Suck pawn, but I will not trap a rook. I mean queen, so. Interesting line, by the way, but doesn't seems like it works.
Being able to
If I
pick up on the
should
a-fathers.
choose, if I
What is he
have to
thinking?
choose-
Maybe this is gonna be one of his long
Did you
things.
watch the Netflix documentary? Did you watch the Netflix documentary?
I did. Did you?
No.
Yeah, it's
I
it's
did-
nice. It's nice. There's a lot of
Maybe I will
different.
watch. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
probably everyone who watched it say it's they knew everything and nothing new. So that I think that we, I mean, grandmasters knew more than just others people. Just because we was talking with everyone, right? And from
Yeah, that's true.
from the backstage. So I don't think I will knew something new from me. So I won't know that. So that's why I'm not watched yet. Also, in general, I don't like watching movie about chess, even if it's a documentary. I mean, I don't know.
Me too. You
Even
know
a
that.
Queen's Gambit,
Did you see the Queen's Gambit?
only 6 episodes. I haven't watched all of them. That was like
It's
8
funny.
of them, and I saw this.
I haven't watched any episode, which is crazy because I heard it's so good. But back in when it just dropped, I was like so busy doing some other stuff, and I just never got a chance to get around watching it.
What's my opinion? All my opinion, I would say actually the days when that happened. I recorded even video, the YouTube. Oh, it's already passed. So, okay, I watched The Sacrifice in Pawn, the movie, and that was terrible.
Hmm.
It's you know the movie Sacrifice Pawn.
Pawn sacrifice.
Oh, Pawn Sacrifice Pawn. When it's Tommy Maguire, like he is a fisher.
Yes, I know it. I'm not sure if I watched it from start.
I think it was one of the first actually movies about the chess. And they show in the episode when on the board h4 h5 and he's like thinking like that, analyzing damn what the position of the h4 h5. Damn. Okay. No, it's not my.
Looks
my
like we're getting a long think from Hans.
Yeah.
But he's fine. I mean, he could use a few more minutes. If he gets down to 25, it should be okay. Because Awonder is gonna think as well.
Another question from the chat. Yeah, do you have any thoughts in your mind where you are unsure and suspicious when playing hands, for example, at Grenke? Such about hands, I will say that I am never over the board suspicious about my opponents. So when you just start to think about that, like paranoid about everything, it doesn't help you during the game. It makes everything worse. And I mean, I can't do it with that anything. Why I should think about that? I want to say one thing. A lot of top players, paranoics. Just all of that. All of that. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy how they actually paranoid. I was talking with Caruana, with other players, and I mean, they really like, what do you think about that guy on the chess.com? Oh, come on, he couldn't win that tournament. How he could win that game? It's impossible. Dude, man, come on, stop. And
Yeah.
and they just ask me about everything, like, what about that guy? What do you think about that? And they ask my opinion about every Blitz player on the chess.com, that cheater, or that cheater. Everyone is cheater, everywhere the cheatings and cheaters,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't really
I'm
know
not
where
from anti-cheat team. Okay. Yeah. So
But as you mentioned, the strong players are super paranoid. You saw the video where it was at Grenke, I think, where the WGM asked Magnus to take a picture and then he reported her for having the phone.
yeah, that was weird. I can explain why that's weird. First, when I play Hans, we play on the stage, and I had a phone in my pocket on my jacket. So like right now, I have jacket behind of me, and
Mhm.
I taking the phone. So I need to walk to the place. I'm using maps. I need the phone after the game, and
Yeah.
they don't have a place where I can leave a phone. I
Oh,
asked Arbiter, can I leave my phone and the pocket on the jacket? He said, yes, you can do it. Just leave it and put the jacket on the chair and not take that. I said, okay. But when Magnus played,
yeah, he
I
doesn't
mean,
want to.
it's the same. She could leave the phone. Arbiter said it to me. But that's different rules for some players. That's
Yeah.
what I want to say.
There's
Some
also
players more special than others. That's important.
that's very true. I think he's not comfortable if you're wearing a watch as well, right?
Yeah. Yes. Again, paranoid. Yeah, because in watch can take help. Okay, I believe in that. That's if someone will want to cheat so hard, he will find a way how to do it.
True.
It's not just have a phone with it. That's one of the dumbest ways. Just
Yeah,
have a
true.
phone in the pocket. That's come on. That's going to
will
be
get
something.
caught.
Okay. Yeah, and also I want to say that in Grenke there was just a terrible anti-cheat system. It was zero anti-cheat. Any of measures wasn't there. So you could just leave playing home, and everyone with phones there. Everyone. It's a 4,000 players. How can you actually hold them, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if someone cheated in the tournament. Maybe yes.
Maybe.
I think not in the highest level, but in B tournament, C tournament, you know, it's when it's huge prizes. It's of course, the people some very have desire to the cheat.
Yeah, they are more incentivized to do it.
Yeah. And
Okay,
in this open tournaments, much easier actually cheat than right now online.
Yeah, for some reason I can't tell, but looks like it's hard to cheat online these days. But there's always ways to do it.
Check.
I think Hans is using a bit too much time now.
Was the Czech GM who used the phone at all? You mean Shevchenko, Kirill? He's not Czech.
He's using a bit too much time. What is he calculating? That is so deep, where he has to use so much time here. He's giving Awonder.
I play against Hans in 2021, and we analyzed after that game. So I'm analyzing with some people games. That's completely fine, and I don't get any. Lithuanian. You mean Rouses, but Rouses, Igor Rouses. He already passed away like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. That's, yeah. I mean, the latest one, it was Shevchenko, Kirill, yeah? Who just was cheated on the Spain league.
Very sad that GMs cheat.
Okay, Julpur, what do you try to actually ask? You want to set... Want to like a drama something more and more and more, or what exactly you want to hear from me? I mean, he like tried to like ask something more expecting something. I would say. What's to say? I want to say one thing. That's what we know. Hans cheated online. That's happened. Everyone knows that. That bad thing. He was a kid. He accepted. I mean, that's already past story. Yeah. I don't think it's a Hans Niemann ever cheated over the board. My own opinion. I never thought about that. And in my head, I didn't even have this idea like he cheated. And when this happened, I actually recorded a video of supporting Hans. That's reality, right?
Yeah, there's some very funny stories that I know. The length that certain persons go. You know about the story where the lady, I think she put some mercury on the pieces, so that way.
Oh yeah. Yes, that's somewhere in Russia, I guess, happened. Some women tournament. That's
so that way. Opponent dizzy. That was crazy. The length that people go is crazy. Okay, knight back to f3 on the board.
Knight f3. Yeah. Let's change topic. Enough about cheating. We are nobody cheating here for sure. Yeah. People always try to find a drama and talk about only that and more and more and more. So no more cheating dramas.
Okay, so
but it's always fun topic.
The knight was on f3, then it went to d2, then it goes back to f3. What's his idea? Do you think he wants to put it back to e1, then to d3, like the first plan that we looked on?
Say it again.
So
knight.
Yeah, so he plays knight back to f3.
Yeah, after trade, that's a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
So actually, Hans spent a lot of time, right?
He thought about it for a while, but maybe Awonder will think for 9 minutes, and the time will go back to 20 each. Let's see. Oh no, bishop e7. So we are seeing some pressure on Hans' clock then.
Bishop e7's back, and then
was this what we looked on? b5 c5. Whoa.
Knight d1. Okay, looks like Hans moved knight to attack pawn on c6. And maybe then bring knight actually to d3.
Oh. Interesting. First time in the negative, but it's like 0-1, so it doesn't matter too much. All right, guys, if you have any questions in the YouTube chat, you're welcome to ask while Awonder is thinking about his move. Especially about the game.
Okay, so back the position. I think needs to defend opponent c6, move like a rook. a6, and if actually knight b2, which I was thinking to.
Which that's very interesting.
Yeah, I was thinking about this, but I think I missed this one, right? Just rook a2.
Yeah, rook a2.
And
just pinning it.
And like it's not a good square, like queen d1, knight d4, and seems like here black actually is better.
Yeah, the pieces are not just coming in. Let's see what Hans is seeing. Usually it's not comfortable if you have to be pulling your pieces back like that, like how he pulls his knight back to d1, but maybe he has an idea. Let's see.
Okay, chat, let's stop of dramas. Let's back to the tournament and positive thing, really. Man just can't stop it about that. About every dramas he just remember all of that and only talking about it. Let's just change topic. Let's focus in please on the chess, on the match, on the bright things. Enough of dramas. Too many dramas these days. So let's just focus in on the chess. Both of them amazing chess players, demonstrating very, very solid chess and highest level chess as a Niemann, as a Liang. Both of them very good. Yeah, and I hope actually some days to see them on Olympiad, right? So we have now American team. It's a Caruana, it's a Aronian, Wesley. Who's else there? Dominguez, right?
Dominguez, yeah, he's on the team.
Yeah. So I hope one days actually they will have chance to play in there. I think well deserved actually.
Since Hikaru tried to qualify for the candidates, trying to become the next world champion, do you think he's gonna try to play the Olympiads?
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe after the candidates, that's it for him. No more classical chess.
I am for that. That's give actually young generation to play and take some experience. So it could be nice to see both of them actually in the Olympiad. And I don't think it's gonna make the team weaker because I don't think the Niemann like worse than Dominguez, for example. So could be nice to see them on that tournament.
Mm.
Oh, Hikaru said yes, he's going to play. Okay. That means.
Oh, he said that?
I don't know. I'm not following that. I'm following the game. And in this game, I understand this. I don't understand anything because if to play rook a6, I have no idea what to do. I'm looking on the board and I don't understand.
Yeah, that's the idea. And b5 is not an easy move to find here.
5, take check. If king goes to h7, then bishop to c7. Some interesting move. And knight c3 is back. Like we activated the queenie, and that's it. I mean, that's it. That's not like we win or we lost. No, it's just some. Also here even 94.
Ooh.
Knight to e4. So he allows the. Oh, I got it. Look at this. Take, and bishop takes b4. Oh my god. If take, it's a rook to a1 and then take it back. Oh, what a tactic.
Wow, tactic. I mean, the pawn structure becomes super symmetrical there, though.
I mean, it's still equal, but it's very beautiful, actually, way. So, rook to c2, rook f1, attacking. And it seems like it's turning around, and only black plays here. So, I think Hans' decision play rook, knight f3, knight d1, maybe it's a little bit passive. Okay, it looks passive 91 move for sure. Understandable that he wants to take. Yeah, but move. Okay, CB was first step like in the wrong direction. Then knight f3, but knight f3 it's combined with knight d1. So he went while he played knight f3, he already wanted to play knight d1, right? So still probably bishop d6, bishop c5 was more comfortable, but he's fighter. Hans always tried to fight, and after 94 now needs to take on c6. And actually he is in 19 minutes, so position is complicated, and I think if he will just think more than 10 minutes, he might be in trouble. Because of the queen c6 and bishop b4. Oh, actually, maybe g5 first. Wait. Take,
gonna have to
take, and g5.
First.
Yeah, and if bishop somewhere, then bishop b4. Maybe this even better. Okay, white obviously not take this one, that lost, because now no more square. But maybe has like a g4 move.
And maybe he'll just be like, okay, I can't win this position anymore. I'm already ahead by a point. Let's just play for the draw.
Actually, yes, here needs to play for a draw. I think Hans missed that. That's after all trades, its pawn is handed, and black actually can take. I think it's very hard during the game to take it as you have made some mistake and needs to play for a draw and not for advantage anymore. I think it's kind of hard to accept that, but they professionals. They over the 2700, so
yeah, they know when it's okay. I can't win anymore.
I think
this
is possible for them.
But Awonder made a decision that was not like that yesterday. Very ambitious decision. Yeah, maybe we're going to see Hans thinking for a while here, especially since it looks like he missed that idea.
Yeah, 91, definitely not the best choice in that position. Okay. And in Hans' reaction, actually, we don't see it like, is he blundered them? No, he's not changing on his face at all. So he just keep thinking. But I think it's...
As a professional.
Yeah. Yeah, some GMs actually showing emotions a lot, like, I don't know, Nepo can show it all the time. Hikaru more acting than emotion showing. But
yeah, in terms of who shows the most emotion, Hikaru is the first person that pops up in my head.
I think Nepo as well. He always making faces on the game during the game, like, what is that? What's going on?
Yeah, he does that a lot.
Yeah, you all noobs. I'm a genius. Okay, so queen c6 needs to take. If not a queen c6, what else actually we can do? Maybe not enough pieces on the first rank, so maybe 91.
Ooh, too many pieces. Pulling back too many pieces, though.
Yeah.
How about knight d2?
Trying d2 is queen f1. Okay, knight d1 kind of weird. I think I don't see anything else.
Is knight d2 a move? Trying to eliminate the knight on e4?
Like a knight d2?
Yeah.
Or wait, knight d2 looks like a blunder, but like this one, rook b2, we take it, and then win a pawn, right? So take.
Oh yeah, because we hung b4 with tempo. Ooh.
Yeah, so we can't actually trade the knight. Could be nice actually to trade it.
The thing is, if he missed knight takes e4, maybe he's just not gonna take on c6. But since queen takes c6 is kind of the only move that equalizes, because position is kind of steering towards the negative now. This is a critical moment in the game, and as you guys can see, Hans is using up his time. But let's see.
Yeah, we want to play. I think it's still queen c6 and accept that we are not fighting for advantage anymore. I'm pretty sure that Hans actually forget about bishop b4 takes. That's kind of obvious already. But hopefully for white, it's not losing, right? So it's just no more fight for advantage. But all other moves also not fighting for advantage. So it's just line of on the beginning. It's gives solid position for black from the open. So but just opening choice. Hans keep thinking, and now it's like 13 minutes. I think if he will keep thinks,
Yeah.
maybe he'll gonna be in the time scramble, and that's actually danger in this position to have below 2 minutes. It's not like a yesterday position.
Yeah,
so,
yesterday was different.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be defending and you're in time trouble as well. That's like the recipe to blunder. Defend with low time.
So that's probably best decision right now. Taking on c6, take, and then maybe like somehow try to 3-4 repetition. Then Awonder will decline it and lost.
Not a bad prediction, though. You know,
flashbacks. Sorry. Deja vu. Oh, from where is that? Okay.
Let's see.
I think Hans is trying to find some different way to continue to play, because he definitely doesn't like the queen c6 and allow the bishop b4. But I think after one more minute he will make a move. Not more than that, I think.
Wouldn't be wise to. I mean, what Awonder has double the time now. And Awonder is not too bad at applying pressure to person's clock. So maybe this is the comeback game. Who knows? Let's see. Because Awonder would really like to just equalize. Would be a very nice win for him.
Yes. As Hans said yesterday, that's time control. It's special. We can say that. So I never played the 1 hour 30 seconds, but I played 1 hour plus 5 seconds.
Oh,
and
whoa, really?
You really have illusion like you have a lot of time on the clock. But then one of the moment like this one, when you spend like 10 minutes, King H2. Okay.
Wait, what?
Your phone vibration, it's just scared us.
Oh, I thought that went on the board because I was like, what?
King H2 on the board.
It is? No.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it is.
It is?
Actually, it's surprised me.
Whoa.
King H2.
I mean, G5.
Okay, G5 looks like it needs to be played, and Hans in trouble right now. After move bishop G3, we can just take, and this definitely not good at all.
I mean, maybe he thinks his king is very weak, is very strong, and well, is defended, and he's gonna play e4. But yeah, he's defending.
Bishop
Awonder is now
d6.
comfortable.
Okay, this one actually very hard to believe it's will happen on the board. Look at this line. You're sacrificing actually a piece, and then you trap a queen on
Wow.
c6. Okay, this
he
one
has time to
so
calculate. Though.
hard. So
He
hard to
does
see.
have
Okay,
time to
after g5, you have to see it from this position. After take. Oh, unfortunately, rook 8 a6. It's also good.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, some lines, when only one way you have to get advantage, it's usually that way when you just will make a mistake, if it's very hard. For example, yesterday was a game against Pragnananda against Blue Baum and the candidates, and Blue Baum made a move. It was like +5 immediately, but that was very hard to find. And Prague was like below 5 minutes, and he didn't find it, and he didn't win a game. So unfortunately for White, for Hans, it's not that moment, because even obvious move, rook 8 a6, makes White's position much worse. So why it's easy move? Because we just defend the pawn, so it's very logical. So it's nothing unusual we're doing, you know. So g5 also simple move. What else you can calculate here if you're not g5? Maybe attacking them before, but this is kind of like agreement for a draw. And after the yesterday game, he played rook 8 a6. Okay.
Yeah, I was just about to say maybe rook 6 now.
Good for Hans. That's he didn't find the g5, because g5 was very, very good move for black. And once again, g5 just forced knight on, bishop on the worst square. Wait, what? Oh, bishop e5, h5. Okay, this one not easy at all. So okay. Hopefully, we are not playing against engine, because engines.
And again, b5 is very hard to find. This is going to be another critical moment. This is crazy because he has to find b5, which sacrifices a pawn. If he does not find b5, which sacrifices a pawn, any other move that he plays is -1. So
yeah, but okay,
his time is running out.
Let's show that's actually not hard, because I have to check. Queen d8, you will win back pawn. If knight f8, it's a double attack, and that's also not hard for grandmaster.
So you think you'll find it?
Of course. No, b5 in this position is not hard. It's actually the first one you will calculate.
Especially since you're defending.
It's because you don't have a choice. Yeah, that's why he
played b5 on board.
You don't have anything else to calculate. So what else is can be? Nothing. So it's only b5. So that's why. Okay, takes, queen c8 on the board, and Hans below 10 minutes.
Yeah, so it has to speed up a bit now. Queen c8.
Yeah. Now black can play like a knight f8 or queen d8, or knight f8, queen d8. Two moves. So which one Liang will choose? By the way, I don't know if they have rules about agreement to draw before move Tori.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure about that either.
No. I think yesterday just repeated. So sure.
I mean, since Awonder wants to win, I would expect him to try to keep the queens on the board. Because once the queens are traded off, the pawn structure becomes hard.
Yeah, but I don't think we can actually save that. I mean, if knight f8 to play after queen e8, the best what you can do is actually play queen e8.
Ooh.
So maybe actually white will take there knight g6. So that's might be a way.
And then the
Okay,
same bishop.
the most common comments, it's always about Hans Perscher. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
persons are also commenting on Hans' posture.
agree. Hans Perscher hurts my back. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he's used to it now. Okay, knight block was played.
Yeah, queen e8, of course,
Queen
Hans
E8.
will play because that's a double attack and will take back a pawn.
That was the idea.
Yeah, it's the only move, but this not hard move. So that's obvious move. So Hans will
Well,
play
he
this.
saw it the moment he played b5. So he
Yeah,
needs
of
to
course.
speed up now. Yeah, queen e8.
We was talking about the critical moments on the position, and actually Liang didn't understand it was critical moment after king h2 because he didn't spend the time. He just played fast, and he didn't recognize that he can turn around everything and to play for a win after g5.
Yeah.
So he didn't actually spend the time, like 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 6, 7 minutes. Okay, that was not in purpose. Okay, that's accident. I said 6, 7 minutes. I know. Chat will start it again. So if take,
equal.
Take.
Now there's a little advantage, but with a pawn structure like this, unless someone is winning a piece or we're gonna change the pawn structure away, can't get too ambitious anymore.
G5, bishop b8, rook a1. Okay, this one not that good, so maybe queen b5 instead of. Still a game, still a fight.
Yeah, Hans maybe trying to play for a win. Who knows?
I don't think it's Hans playing here for a win. It's actually Black who's playing for a win. Just because of knight g6, next will attack a bishop, and bishop will not have a good square. So, or maybe bishop c7, queen b5, knight g6, bishop c7. Look at this battery.
That's a nice triple battery, tripling up on the file.
Queen b5 from the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Hans below the 9 minutes on the clock, 8:50. Which is still enough for now.
It's enough. I think it was very similar to something like this until Awonder burned the time back down to equal until he went into the time pressure and made the blunder.
Yes, so
Yeah,
I
now
think
he's
knight
thinking.
g6 or g5. I mean g5. I don't believe in that happen. So knight g6 probably that's what Awonder will play.
Yeah, knight g6 is. Yeah, I think we're gonna see knight g6. And maybe we're going to see bishop c7 to hit the queen after knight g6.
Yeah, exactly. That line what I showed. That's knight g6 was queen bishop 7 queen a8. That's what I was showing. And after knight e5, bishop b5. I mean, position is just equal. And one bad thing for white is a knight on d1, but I don't think black can use it somehow. So logical is draw right here. After all the trades, we will have like 5 pawns against 5 pawns and knights, I think, and 1 bishop maybe. That's the end game which I'm expecting will happen.
Which would be just strong.
Yeah. So a best chance what Liang can get here already missed that chance. There was a g5 instead of rook a6. And actually, then Hans could be in big trouble because of not enough time. But now, with time 9 minutes, this not the hard moves anymore. So the bishop c7 kind of obvious. You don't want to trade bishop for knight. So knight g6 on the board, but as I said, you don't want to trade bishop for knight. So you just will play bishop c7 and
yeah, you just move.
Maybe bishop b8. By the way, wait, maybe bishop b8.
Or to not allow the queen to go to a8.
And like a queen b7, yeah.
That's a bit deeper. That's a bit deeper.
Just two of these moves of them. Bishop c7, of course. I mean, this is very logical. As a queen a8. So that's what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure, and then we'll see what's going to be next.
Maybe queen to b8, trade the rooks, pull the rook back to b2, and just said, hey, and then offer a draw.
Actually, I'm a little bit upset that Liang lost like that game. So could be nice if there was a draw and they keep playing like that's equal, and then in the end something more aggressive. That
yeah, nice. From Sicilian.
But it was like a gift. It's like a gift. Bishop d6 instead of, and queen d6. Okay, this is one. Actually, this one most logical than even queen e8, and easy to play right now.
What are we calculating here? Wait. Here. I mean, there's someone's asking who's winning. There's no one is winning.
Who is the winning? I don't know who is the winning.
King g1. Ooh, guys, says no trades.
Rook a8. Okay, now for sure.
Rook c6. So, in terms of superior minor piece, knight on d1 versus knight on e4. Knight on e4 is clearly better. Queen b7.
Yeah.
I think Ant is just trying to get rid of all major pieces now. I mean, it's just drawn, but getting the major pieces off the board makes it easier for white to draw.
H7 not an option. Queens d8, queen f8, 7 rook. I mean, this has to be a draw. Yeah, rook to a7. I think it's most logical. What can happen here? Do you believe in this, chat? Nah, I don't think so. That's what happened.
No.
Also, we'll make a check on c8.
Yeah, maybe that's the idea, to make the check. Because if the queen goes back to b5, then if Awonder doesn't
check, take
the idea. And then queen b8. No, that's a wonder.
Hunted for a draw. I mean, he was trying to get advantage, then he blundered. Probably he missed that idea of the bishop b4. So he played like a knight f3 and knight d1, right? And that was mistakes. And king h2, actually, he made three bad moves in a row. Four, actually, four. That was cb, knight f3, knight d1, king h2. It's like yeah, it was just a wrong plan, right? So, but that was complicated position. So, easy miss something. Yeah, queen b2, I'm expecting repetition, but we already once expected repetition.
Are you expecting rook a2, queen b7 here?
Yeah. But, I wonder, remember that he had trauma right now after that game, after previous game. So now he will never decline any of repetition in his life.
That's true. Whoa, yeah, that's true.
Because he always was oh no! I remember 5 years ago, I declined a repetition I refuse the
Yeah.
repetition against Hans. No, I need to just repeat the position.
And if it happens twice, then that would break him.
Yeah.
So we're predicting a repetition on the A5.
Yeah. Okay, Awonder looks like not just on the board, right?
He's not there.
So that's
He's been
why
moving
I
around
didn't see him move.
a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, he apart from the game that he played with White yesterday, that he had the most chance out of everyone. Apart from the fact that he just blundered a piece, because there's many times, as you mentioned, Rook H1, E6 when he should have won. But so maybe he's gonna come pressing in that second game. Maybe he's gonna, okay, I'm playing with black. Let's just draw this and let's just win the white in the next game. So he is back at the board. Let's see if we will see.
Of course, Rook A2. No. He already took a lesson once, and
oh, he played it quickly.
Yeah.
All right, look like we're gonna see a repetition.
He once already not took that, so now he will not repeat his mistake. Not anymore.
Let's see how fast they.
1 hour plus 30 seconds.
Yeah, if he immediately plays Queen B7, then we'll know that it's a repetition. Let's see.
No, of course, no. For Hans, no reason to play. I mean, knight on D1 is worse than E4.
Yeah.
Okay, second time they repeated. Oh, Hans is not better, even Rook C8 if you play. So
okay, the game will be ended in a draw, guys. And Awonder will not think about it. Like, he's not gonna be like, should I?
Yeah, for Hans, it's just no reason to just Russians here. He is leading by score, actually. +1, so what's the reason to play that? Okay, Queen B7, that's already 3-time repetition. Yeah,
So
okay, that's on the board. 3-time position being repeated, and handshakes and draw. So game number 5 finished a draw, and we can say that in a moment Black had some chances, but Awonder didn't understand it. I guess that was a critical
he
moment
missed
for
G5.
him.
There's a lot of,
G5
he's getting a lot of chances. He needs to, maybe his coach will tell him, hey, you need to press, or maybe his coach will tell him to burn more time in the critical moments. Maybe he doesn't know when he's in a critical moment, so a lot of coaching.
We can see it. That's definitely, you're right. It's Awonder actually missing his chances, but Hans took his chances and hasn't missed even one. So he got one chance and he used that chance. So I wonder if he keep losing these chances, no way he will make a comeback. So he needs to actually, he needs to find and use the chances. So back to the score, +1 for Hans Niemann. From 5 games, it scored 3-2, and 7 games left. So we only can wish luck both of them, and expecting not short draw for the next game. And I don't think actually that Liang will make a fast draw, right? So
with White,
what do you expect?
Yeah, I think yesterday was just kind of different, and he just needed to get back in the right mind state. But as you were mentioning about taking chances, the chance that Hans got was such a small chance, and he took it, which is crazy. It was such a small chance. So if Hans starts to get these positions that Awonder is getting with moves like G5, then the game could go completely differently. So it's you guys are going to be seeing a fun match. Hans maintained the lead. He drew with White, but he needs to defend very well for the next game.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for watching this commentations, and we will see you, all of you, tomorrow at the next round that Kaydo and Tony will cover that. So wish best for players, and Bye bye.
Thank you guys for watching. Akeem here, signing out. Peace.